UPL champions! Picked up for the side of Wildcard. They want
Azio White are getting routed. They lose.
Proud. It is Polar Ace.
Polar Race or the Kings once again.
That fruition are looking
more, and Radiance will push on.
5 comeback. Loki
is going to be first blood.
immediately blown up, the culmination of this entire summer. It's all here. It's ending now. 3-1. Anu are going to be able to take down Supernova. Convincing.
This time catching out the Nidalee. Yumi here though, final chapter, rooting up 2 members of Twisty Face saying, hey, buddy system with this Mordekaiser, let's have a little bit of fun. Mordekaiser is continuing to heal. Is it on pickup?
You gotta be careful.
That's getting low.
It is Smite down. There's going to be the flank coming in from Rodef. Looking to see who they can lock down. It's going to be Kenzie who dies first with Rodef falling out.
Oh!
What a shockwave coming in from Fire Puppy. It's going to go down to the grave as well. Only Tenacity.
Here, Sal trying to keep everybody healed on up. They're going to be able to get a huge amount of damage. Coffee going ahead and taking one. They're going to be able to find another.
Tenacity, the top laner of 100 Thieves next, and also Kenby, the jungler, will be joining the Academy team.
Diving tools put to place. Great knockback from the Kalista ultimate, but just not enough damage. Here comes NXI to
keep looking for it. Oh, he doesn't get the slap under the week and break their backs. A stat check for you and a triple kill for Coffee.
Fallen Man is hitting level 6 first here in this lane. He's just gonna go in, and Engo's gonna go out.
From Anu. They'll crack the Nexus turrets. They'll make sure the bottom lane of 100 Thieves can do nothing in the fight as Auto falls. Yon gonna be the next one to go to. It's gonna be the double kill. It's gonna be the end of the game. And Anu get themselves right into the grand finals, undefeated so far. And they're looking for short view. They flashed in for a triple kill. Coming in from Yon. They got the lockdown on Aurora. It's gonna be a quadra kill for Yon.
I don't know if Fire full health has something to say about that. Might be looking for a multi-kill here.
Yeah, he's gonna get rooted. Joey! Oh my god, Fire with the double kill in the dragon! Pop!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Upsurge Junior League for, well, the semi-finals of the losers bracket. I'm Nightstar, and I'm joined by Milky Cereal in the commentary booth. Milky, how you doing?
You know, I'm just absolutely fantastic. I'm as milky as could be.
Perfect. And I'm as dark as it can get in the night. We've got 2 fantastic teams that coming your way. Starting things off, we've got White Lotus on the blue side for game 1 and World Class Rise over on the red side. But let's remember, these teams have faced off before back in the first week of the winners bracket, and it was White Lotus who came out on top with a 2-1 win.
Yeah, they took their first meeting in a 2-1 fashion, and I mean, it was a battle.
It was a battle.
Yeah.
It was a battle, 2-1. Obviously, since then, we have seen World Class Rising go 2-1 against Omega Gaming, and then 2-1 against Active Rush and they now find themselves against their old nemesis, White Lotus. And we'll have to see whether they can find some revenge. Now, one player in particular that I really do want to take a look at is actually the support from White Lotus, Mrs. Sylvie, because they play some very entertaining champions. I'm talking about Brand, I'm talking about Lux, I'm talking about Senna. This player likes to pop off, and they like to pop off big.
Yeah, and I really like that sort of champion pool in the support role instead of going for. I know you're a melee support player, but
Yep.
I'm not really into those. I like your range supports. You know, you
Right.
have fantastic scaling on picks like the Lulu to amplify things like the Philios. Or you can go for your basically own solo carry method by locking in things like the Brand and the Senna. So, and I think they're very big impact champions. And I am interested to see if any of those more peculiar picks end up getting locked in this series.
Yeah. Just to clarify, I do like my melee champs like the Leona, but I also play other fun champions like Rakan and the funnest of champions in the Yumi, and they're range champions, so we can all be friends.
Rakan's like barely ranged.
Yeah. I mean,
He-
he's like Thresh in that sense, but you don't play him like a melee. You're not, hey, look at me, I'm a tank. You're kind of hybrid. You're Suedo melee or Suedo range. So, it's entertaining, but it does look like the teams are pretty much ready to jump into draft, so we will be bringing that your way in just a second. Don't forget, White Lotus, they were the Mountain first seeds from regular season. World Class Rise were the Cloud Division third seed. So, Mountain versus Wind, Rock versus Cloud. I think I did that slightly wrong, but we did promise that we wouldn't bring up any Pokemon references, so I won't talk about that because we are into picks and bans. White Lotus, they've got the first ban of the game.
Wait, we're not doing Pokemon references? You know, Milky,
Only
I
if we're
actually
desperate.
well, I actually grinded like 2 hours of Pokemon Go League today because
Pokemon
today
Go,
was the
they've got
end of
leagues
the
in
season. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So I actually grinded about a full 2 hours looking up teams to run. But here we have Trundle and Katarina banned out. That's our first phase of bans.
Yeah, and we expected this Kata ban to come out because Fuji is a Kata 1 trait. He's very good at it, and there's no surprises whatsoever that that's instantly taken away. The Trundle away from Fish and Friends as well. He's most played champ.
Yeah, and that looks like
Gangplank.
it was a Gangplank ban.
Yeah.
That just vanished off into the void. But it could mean that White Lotus are looking for something like a Renekton first pick. It has been run before by them, and they ran into the GP, and it was not a fun time for the Renekton, really. And yeah, so deciding to just take it away right away here. They also take away the Kassadin, so already White Lotus kind of telling me that they want to play very aggressive as far as this first phase of picks go.
Yeah, and I do like the Kassadin ban as well because Big Daddy Colton, he likes some of the scaling champions like the Kassadin. Also, the Cassiopeia Oriana are available. Maybe we could see more of those control mages like the Ari and the Syndra, but it will be the Body Bear first pick, and this is a champ that I do love to see.
Yeah, and this champ has been getting quite a bit of love. I mean, in pro play, it's seen some mixed results, but it is a very nice champion. Has 2 different roles it can get thrown into, but immediately world class. They just lock in the Graves Oriana. So very happy with the Oriana pick, and then they also grab themselves the Graves. Probably still one of the better junglers in that role. And then you get the Orion, who pretty much just is fine into any matchup. Doesn't have a terrible matchup into anyone except maybe a Syndra. And even then, you're still going to scale very, very well.
Now, we do know Fuji likes to play the Lux and Pike as well, and they are both open. Maybe you could pull it out into the Orianna, but as you mentioned, Orianna, an exceptionally strong pickup right now. The Ashe and the Leona to get paired with it potentially. We know how strong Ashe is. I personally would really like to see the Karma being paired though in the support role.
Yeah, the Karma Ashe lane is super oppressive pre-6, but when you do pair it up with something like the Leona, it really just says we're diving bot lane. You have the Volibear, who is able to just disable towers, and then you have the Chain CC at level 6 from the Ashe Leona. So already I'm thinking, well, either this Ashe Leona is going to leave lane and just try and goon squad somewhere else, or the Volibear is going to come to them, and this Caitlyn probably won't have a good time.
Yeah, and this is a lot of early game aggression from both ADCs, the Caitlyn, the Ashe. Maybe we'll be seeing the Morgana to counter this Leona somewhat, but then again, we also do know that we could be seeing potentially the Thresh and Caitlyn Thresh, another fantastic duo.
Yeah, Caitlyn Thresh, Caitlyn Morgana will be denied though by the side of White Lotus, so it'll be interesting who they end up pairing the Caitlyn with, and whoever they pair it with, I hope it's some sort of disengage or some sort of support that will help the Caitlyn survive some of these dives, because there is already a lot of pressure shown by this trio of White Lotus picks, and the Braum is it's an okay deterrent.
Yeah, I mean the Lulu was open as well as the Nami, but Braum works fairly well into the Leona, and that Unbreakable can be very, very important. Now, the Talon and the Zed were banned away against the Orianna's world-class Rise. Just don't want any form of all-in potential, it seems. And White Lotus, they hover, but not only do they hover the Fizz, they actually lock it in.
Yep, they just stare world-class in the eye, show them the Fizz, and then they lock it in. So there is going to be some pretty good kill pressure in this mid lane with the Fizz, and I mean, that's basically been sort of the answers that most players are coming up with as far as the Orianna matchup goes. Either you kind of scale side to side with it by going for your own sort of wave clear mage, or you just go and take it head on with one of these assassins. Commonly in Pro Scene, we do see a lot of echo into that matchup as far as assassin goes, but Fizz works very well in that same vein.
Mordekaiser picked up, and the Vladimir as well, but I have to be honest with you, Nightstar, I think White Lotus, they found, the hidden trump card against world-class Rise, and you know what that is?
What is it?
It's the Fizz, because here's the thing, you know what the jungler for world-class Rise is called? He's called Fish Are Friends. He's going to be so confused. There's a Fizz in the mid lane. He's going to think, do I gank him? Who's my ally? Is it the Fizz? Is it the Orianna? He's going to have like a brain malfunction. And I think this Fizz is never going to get ganked.
Well, he might. Because maybe Fish Are Friends just wants to pay a trip into the mid lane to give him a hug. And then Fizz will all of a sudden get like 5 Graves kills.
Yes, yeah, beautiful. So Fizz turning things around. So what you're saying is that there'll be... But are those really ganks if you're going into the mid lane just to die and give kills to your friendly Fish? Is that really classed as a gank? I'd prefer to call that running
I've
it
seen
down mid.
plenty of those kinds of ganks. Have you not experienced solo queue? You're in EU. That feels like a classic EU play.
I mean, are you actually flaming EU and we're like 2 tiers above NA?
Don't get me started on NA.
True. True.
You may think it's flame coming out at EU, but then once you get into NA, the brain cells have already been used up for EU.
To be honest, in solo queue, I've seen everything. I've seen, being stuck with like 20 minions crashing under your turret, and then your jungler just randomly appears in lane, and then question mark pings you when you don't follow. And I've also seen the counter as well, when a jungler pings that he's going to make his way towards the lane, and then the laner thinks that means he's going to turn up in the next 2 seconds, and like flash dives in, and then question mark pings the jungler who's still at his raptors or something. Yeah,
those are the optimal jungle situations. And I mean, I've had a couple times, playing with some friends. The friend comes mid lane, feeds the kill, and just goes, "My work here is done," and never shows up again.
How dare you ping me for a gank? I'd also like to mention, final kind of joke before we do kind of seriously take a look at these comps, but Freshburger, he is a true League of Legends player. Have you seen that clan tag?
Freshburger? Yeah. LP over GF.
Mm-hmm. I think he's got his priorities right.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, unless you have a girlfriend that can boost you, because then girlfriend equals LP. So
yeah,
it's win-win.
Why can't we have both?
Exactly, and we all know if you gain LP, you get to carry your GF, so you're more likely to get GF as a result. But
oh yeah,
enough about myself and Nightstar giving romantic advice to all of our shut-in neat viewers. I do.
I mean, who are safely quarantined themselves.
Yes, that's why they're shut in. Yes.
Yes.
I do apologize.
We're just looking out for each other.
Anyone with that statement. But okay, let's take a look at this matchup. First of all, I want to take a look at this mid lane. Fizz into Orianna. The Talon and the Zed got banned. They didn't want something aggressive. Well, Fizz maybe needs a little bit of time to get to that stage where Fuji can really one-shot Daddy Colton, but once he gets to that stage, this Orianna is going to be in a tricky situation.
Yeah, definitely could be very tricky. However, AP assassins are a little bit easier for Orianna to deal with because she is looking to spec into something like an early Banshee's Veil along with something like the Mercury Treads, whereas if you do end up going into something like AD Assassin, the Zed, or the Talon, the Arm Guards, while are a really nice item, it feels like it really delays your Orianna build a little bit too much. So it's not as bad as it could be.
Not as bad as it could be. Let's take a look at the top lane. Vladimir into Mordekaiser. Red Flame Evolved, he's just going to want to scale this one up, get to the stage where he gets to about 4 items, and then pretty much one-shots anyone he wants.
Yeah, and when you look at this Vladimir pick, he's not going to be under a whole lot of threat from the side of White Lotus, because there really isn't any damage that just annihilates him before he enters the fight. Yes, the Fizz can throw a wrench into the plan, but the Fizz is also going to be looking for a lot of other targets beyond the Vladimir. So I'm expecting this Vladimir to have a high amount of impact in these team fights.
High amount of impact in team fights. Of course, I'm guessing that's not for team fights at 15 minutes though, Nightstar. That being said, I mean, who knows? Who knows what Red Flame Evolved cannot pull out? The other thing that I do want to mention as well is which comp do you prefer?
I do like the composition on the side of World Class Rise because of the fact that they have really nice scaling, they have pretty solid disengage tools. It's very balanced, but there's certainly going to be ways for the side of White Lotus to really attack this game.
Well, on that note, we're going to be heading into a short break. But before that, a quick word from our sponsors over at Septis.
Started with a vision. Vision of quality, a vision of uniformity. We took the time to create something familiar yet refreshing.
something with a bit of change.
Designed to fit any brand's unique vision.
And welcome back. We are back into our first game of a UJL playoffs for today. Just a shout out to my favorite coach, Hunike, in the chat. Just a nice little gesture from myself, Milky Cereal. And of course, bringing the action alongside with me, my co-caster Nightstar.
Yeah, how you doing there, Milky? I'm Nightstar, the amazing color caster. No memes, no jokes, full 100% seriousness. And I'm going to break down this draft a little bit for you. So, what you see here is in the mid lane. If we just take a little look at Mr. Fuji, you'll see he's playing Fizz. Now, Fizz, unknowest to most, is actually not a puppy, but a fish. And
whoa.
I know I'm dropping a lot here for you, Milky Cereal, and I understand that this is potentially mind-blowing, but just bear with me. It will all make sense in just a little bit. Now, the jungler for World Class Rise is Graves, and Graves only says one thing: fish are friends. And he's also going to Ignite, because here's the thing: fire doesn't work against water because it gets all watered out. So, fish are friends. He's taken this Ignite to say, hey, look, I can ignite you, fish, but Fuji, he knows because he's a fish. He knows that that ignite does nothing to him, so he knows that Fish Our Friend is on his side. Yeah.
Ah, I see. It all makes sense now, Milky. I mean, Nightstar.
Don't tell them our secret identities, Milky.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, Big Daddy Colton, he takes a little bit of a trade in the mid lane as on the bottom side, Duskfallen is a little bit low. Both junglers starting on their top side now, working their way down. So maybe we'll see some action at some point as Duskfallen has to be careful.
Yeah, and I mean, in this bottom lane, you have a Braum against level 1 Leona, and that's all Leona can do. Just jump in, try and scare him with your face, and the Caitlyn just says no, and returns all of it and more. And this bot lane is looking really, really nice here for the side of World Class. But we do have to remember they have to watch out for a bear at level 6.
Bears, yes. And bears are scary, I can confirm that. But then again, so are Graves that have Ignite as a jungler. So, you know, see it how you will. I'm just very scary for you. Alice coming in with that Stormbringer, that turret disable as we are seeing a fresh burger, just shoving in that wave on the top side, which, to be honest, is what we expected into a Vladimir.
Yeah, until Vladimir gets to level 9, he's just going to try and sustain as well as he can. And of course, once level 9 hits, then he's really able to start reversing the matchup, really flex on his extra range against the Mordekaiser. But until then, Mordekaiser is just going to be able to push out the wave way easier than Vladimir.
Also, rather intriguingly, Fuji's the one with the CS lead over Daddy Colton, and I would have kind of expected the Fizz to be struggling those first few levels, you know, giving Daddy Colton on that Orianna a chance to gain some map pressure.
Yeah, that is a little bit interesting, the fact that he is behind in the CS department. And I mean, also, it's been a bit peculiar as far as why he just hasn't played a little bit more aggressive in the lane. Yes, you're going to take larger burst trades from the Fizz, but after that electrocute does go down, you pretty much have control of that lane for the next while until electrocute actually comes back up.
The bot lane got very interesting for a second with a shot, Winter's biting on a minion, and then Duskfallen just stepping right onto the Yordle Snap trap, and both of which were rather entertaining. However, we do have a Mountain Drake spawning, or I should say it has already spawned, and it does look like Atlas is already making his way down.
Yeah, Atlas making his way down. He's level 5, very close to that level 6 breakpoint. On the flip side, the Graves haven't necessarily seen a ton of action come out from him, even though he does have the Ignite Summoner. But with the priority coming in from mid lane and with the White Lotus bot lane both recalling here, it does mean that they will get themselves a Mountain Dragon to start the game. And we get Ocean for the next dragon, which means that we are going to see an Inferno, which would be pretty pog, or we are going to see a Cloud Dragon, which would be really cool for the Fizz.
Yeah, I think it'd be even cooler for Win because his name, Death Realm, coming through in the top side. However, that Hemoplague is available and will get a drop. Red Flame will be able to survive, but both ultimates used by the top lane.
Oh, possible action.
Chum is available. The smite will come through. And Fuji says, well, actually, sorry, no, Chum wasn't available. That had been used earlier. Not quite sure when it was used, but it is on cooldown.
Yeah, Chum the Waters actually went down. I actually didn't notice that until you brought it up, which then makes a lot of sense why there wasn't any action to happen there. And another thing is the fact that both of these AD carries, they did go for the Cull start.
Yep.
And which has been starting to show up now that Sneaky has unveiled the dark technology with Cut
Wait,
Down and Cull. But when everyone is going Cull, you don't get the necessary boost in the lane phase that you would have liked to, but you still do get the boost for that first team fight.
So Sneaky has unveiled something, has he? And that's going Cull and Cut Down, which is deal more damage to people with higher health than you. However, let's hold that thought because Fish are friends. He's found a lane that doesn't have any fish in it, and he's gonna look for Fresh Burger. The Ignite gets dropped, forces a flash away from the Mordekaiser, and I think that's a successful gank for the Graves.
Yeah, that is very, very successful. Being able to burn that flash onto the Mordekaiser. Now that we do see the Vladimir getting very close to that level 9, once he gets that additional cooldown onto his Q, that's when he can really start bullying this lane. And now that Mordekaiser doesn't have flash, it just sets up for a really nice mid-game for this Vladimir.
Indeed, it does, and especially Red Flame will just be looking to scale up, and I feel like that's just the idea for all of World Class Rise. If they can get to that ultra late game, they're just going to be so darn strong. It is going to be really tricky for White Lotus to find something. However, White Lotus will be looking for something straight up as Red Flame takes a fair amount of damage, but just look at where Atlas is.
Yeah, Atlas. Here it is.
Yep, the Storm Ring comes in. Turret disabled. Solar Flare. This is the turret dive you talked about. And the dive will come through. 1 kill going the way of White Lotus and first blood for them as well.
Yeah, everything we expected
Yep.
from that first phase of the draft just comes true. Yes, they tried to adapt by locking in the Braum, but if you are a Caitlyn and you did not go cleanse in this matchup, you will just be free food, or as some might say, fish food.
Well, we see Chum the Water's coming. Okay.
Wah,
We
wah,
don't
wah.
talk about that. Yes, wah, indeed. Big Daddy Colton might have some explaining to do to his coaches after that one, but he's alive, and I'm sure he'd rather be alive without his ult than dead with his ult. So, you know, you've got to look at the silver linings here, Nightstar.
I suppose. However, I am interested in the fact that Colton didn't go for an early Merc Treads, or at least the No Magic Mantle, because since it would just build very nicely into the Banshee's Veil anyways. Yeah, just a little bit curious why he didn't try and just buy that for lane phase, allowed him to play a lot more aggressive. But we will see the Rift Herald get plopped down mid lane, which is very nice because the Orianna would love to get a little bit more gold funneled into her. And of course the Graves, now that he has started to get a couple more levels under him, this is where Graves does start ramping up.
Yep. And they're going to look to find some Winter's Bite procs, but the Shield of Daybreak comes through.
Oh,
They're looking for a
here's the fish.
shot. From the Waters, they get
Oh,
the drop, but look at the beer back. Atlas goes in, and a shot and win will both get taken down. 3 kills to 0 in favor of White Lotus. Or I should say 2 kills to 0 from that fight. Their 3rd kill of the game, and they will take their first Drake of the game.
Yep, they're going to be able to snake themselves an ocean, and it will be Cloud Rift here. And that was all done with Fresh Burger just walking all the way bottom. Didn't have the teleport available, so he just used his legs.
Storm Ring again, Solar Flare comes through. This time the Shockwave is decent, but not decent enough. The Glacial Fissure gets a dropped. Atlas will get taken down the 1-for-1. However, shot. The Ignite comes through. And the Playful Trickster gets a drop.
Oh boy.
The kill comes out, and now they can look for Fish Are Friends. And, well,
oh no.
See, that's the thing. You kill someone who thinks you're a friend, and you will pay the price up for it. It's a 2-4-3-6. It kills the 2 in favor of White Lotus. And a 1k gold lead as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Graves just betrayed his name. He just backstabbed his friend. What the heck?
Yeah.
He just grilled them.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Fuji started it. And it broke the charm. And Fish Are Friends then realized, no, Fish are enemies.
Oh, okay. It all makes sense.
Yes. Like, I mentioned that Fish Are Friends would not gank mid lane, and he hasn't ganked mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, well, he did throw down the Rift Herald, but I suppose Fuji was gone.
True.
At that moment. So, you know, I suppose it works out. And, I mean, White Lotus have themselves a minor gold lead, but it's still a gold lead. So hopefully they're able to really play around with that. However, top side, this is where Evolve starts to get things under control. I like the fact that Burger did get the tier 2 boots early on, since he is in that melee range matchup. It's going to help him dance around and keep up.
Well, Fish Are Friends is going to get taken down by his best friend. Fuji takes the kill. And that is a Fish Are Friends. They're getting fed to the fishies.
Yeah, it looks like it's just fish food there. As, I don't think this ends well.
I don't think this does. However, the Hemoplague will buy time. And, well, call an ambulance, but not for me, says Red Flame, as Fuji goes in once again onto Big Daddy Colton. Great Trickster. However, Sonya's comes through, and Atlas says, hello. Fuji just about survives. Somehow, Solar Flare gets a drop. I think I saw a cleanse for a second. However, the focus coming down. Shot just about survives. Now, Wind heal gets a drop. Concussive blows, and Mrs. Sylvie will take the kill.
Well, I gotta say, Wind's probably got stunned for about 5 million years there. And I'm sure he would have loved to have something like a QSS, or maybe just get the cleanse spell. But Evolved trying to make up for the mistakes of his bot lane.
That's a lot of damage. Not quite enough. Oh, he's got to go in once again, and he'll take the kill. Wait, that was a 400 shutdown bounty as well. However, well, Fuji takes the kill. Now he's 4-1. But I think Evolve will be happy with a 1-for-1, considering he got 700 gold for the shutdown.
Yeah, he gets himself a really nice shutdown kill there. Also forces out the Mordekaiser teleport, which is really nice. But at the same time, Mount Fuji is only getting larger and larger.
Yeah. And that fish will eventually become, it'll go from, you know, a little salmon to a pesky old shark. And that is when things do start to get a little bit scary for World Class Rise. Don't forget, White Lotus, they took the 2-1 against World Class Rise back in week 1 of the winners playoff. Or the winners bracket, I should say. Solar Flare, good flash from Daddy Colton. He does have a cleanser to his name, the only member who has a cleanse actually. And something I do want to bring up, Nightstar, is this Manamune. It's a build that we're seeing a little bit more often from Ashes. What do you make of it?
I actually think it's a better 2-item build than the Bladed Rune King build. Just because you get so much extra damage from the Muramana, and when you have Presence of Mind, after that first kill, all your damage pretty much just refreshes. So I actually like the build, and it's not too hard to stack on Ashe as well, with how low her W cooldown is. So in my opinion, it's not bad, and we should see it more often, but we just haven't.
Rift Herald is available for Atlas, 10 kills to 4 in favor of White Lotus, but I'm just keeping my eyes out on Red Flame Evolved because he's 2-in-1, he's got the Spellbinder, and he can be an absolute menace.
Yeah, I love the fact that he went for Spellbinder first.
Good
Shot.
fight coming through, the jump in, Frenzied Maul, Zenith Blade comes down, Glacial Fissure buys time, Stormbringer in under turret. Turret disable won't come through. Atlas gets taken down. It's the 1-for-1 flash forward. They're looking for Dusker Fallen, but Chum the Waters. And that is going to be Win getting absolutely torn apart. Another Trickster gets a drop to Big Daddy Colton. He's not going to be able to find any Big Daddy plays. It's just going to be the Little Sun defensive from Mr. Colton. Despite not going to be able to find his mark. Overall, a 2-for-1 in favor of White Lotus.
Yeah, another trade goes in favor for White Lotus here. Red Flame Evolved is hanging out on the side. And now that he has his first item completed, now he's looking to see what he can do with the team.
Well, Red Flame is going to go right in. One transfusion might be enough, and he gets the shutdown. We talked about how big this Vlad could be, and he is becoming real big. Another 1-for-1, and another shutdown going the way of Red Flame.
Yeah, a 1-for-1, but as you mentioned, it is a shutdown going for the Vladimir, and on the flip side, there was no shutdown on Vladimir himself. So it is just a better trade for the Vladimir as an individual. But Rift Herald does get plopped down, and it will get that first tier 1 mid tower. And now they will look to siege. They don't really have the range to continue hitting that mid lane tower, but it does mean that they are able to get priority in this mid lane and maybe rotate around and see what they can do as far as stealing away camps.
Now, something I do want to bring up is Red Flame Evolved's build, because he's got the Spellbinder complete. Now he's looking for the Rabadons. However, we do know many Vladimirs, they prefer to go straight for that 40% cooldown reduction, and Red Flame, he's only got 20 right now. Do you approve of this aggressive build, or would you rather have seen him go for, say, the Protobelt or Zhonya's beforehand? Might have to hold that thought. The Hemoplague gets a dropped. Red Flame, he's going all in. Flashes are forward. The Tides of Blood isn't enough. Fujin survives transfusion and keeps Red Flame alive. Knight starts losing his mind here, as I think so were the AEP champs, but somehow nobody dies.
Yeah, he kind of got stuck on the minions, and I was really worried that he would forget to find his Q key and Q a minion to actually get health, because it did look like that he was a bit lost there for a moment. But it ends up being a beneficial trade for the Vladimir, and that's what you can do when you just have so much AP stacked up, is you could just potentially one-shot champions like the Fizz who aren't building.
Oh, here we go. Oh, the Shockwave buys sometime, but is it enough? And China Crystal Arrow will not be able to find his mark either. And now, Red Flame, he wants to fight the Tides of Blood, Sanguine Paul, but Red Flame decides against going all in. As Fisher Frenzy turns up, he finds a bear, and bears are enemies of a fish. So Fisher Frenzy wants this fight. The Glacial Fissure gets dropped collateral damage, finds one. A Fresh Burger looking to mince down Red Flame, but he'll find a kill onto Big Daddy first, and he'll get taken down by Fisher Friends, who's very angry right now. 2 kills over to the graves.
Fisher Friends finds 2 kills. That is going to be him with... he gets the completed Black Cleaver now, so he's got that extra little HP to work with, looking to go straight into the Death's Dance as well. Unfortunately, though, they are going to give up positioning around this dragon. Fortunately for them, though, it is only the 3rd dragon.
Another fight coming through. The shield will not be enough to keep Atlas alive, but into the backline comes Fuji. He's not going to be able to find the one-shot. The Ignite is ticking. Win, can he heal up? Oh, he almost does, but the Zenith Blade will take him right back down. 3 kills for 1 in a favor of World Class Rise, and now they'll just take Fresh Burger. They mince him up, they patty him up, and they eat him for breakfast.
I don't know where you're going for breakfast, but that must be a really nice spot to get a burger in the morning.
Oh, you know, the best burgers are Mordekaiser burgers, I'll be honest with you, Nightstar, and a burger in the morning is great. You know those times where you just wake up and you're hungry? It's just fantastic. Wait, no, waking up and being hungry is not fantastic, but then eating a burger is fantastic. That's a fantastic burger. Sorry, I need to clarify that.
All right, you saved it for yourself. All right, not bad. However, Vladimir has the completed death cap already, so this is a very scary Vladimir. And I know we were talking about the build earlier, and I really like this build because there isn't necessarily a ton of threat onto the Vladimir, that he just needs the faster power spike that would be granted by the proto belts. So he's really just looking for that one fight once we get into that 20.
Well, we've got another fight. Fresh Burger, he's got to get pattied up again. And Red Flame, Red Flame, this time he ate him for lunch. So he's had burger for breakfast, he's had burger for lunch, he's going to want burger for dinner as well now.
Well, I don't know if he's going to get burger for dinner. I think he might just find the rest of White Lotus, to be fair, for his dinner.
Yeah.
And then
is that
maybe
what we call a Big Mac?
Yeah, and then maybe on the side, kind of like a side dish, maybe he gets himself like a dessert burger. I don't know what a dessert burger is, but
I mean, this man, he's got his burger, he's got his fish. He just needs some chips on the side. Who's the chips from White Lotus?
I don't know. But
well,
Bear also makes for good
Red
food.
Flame, will he get dinner? No, he will not, because the fish will snack on him instead. This is still be the focus. Solar Flare buy some time. Winter Spike will proc the concussive blows, but that is all. And it is going to be the 1-for-1 across the map. The Asher falling, but so does the Vladimir. And 16 kills to 14. That goal lead that White Lotus had before is now a deficit. Almost 3k in favor of World Class Rise.
Yeah, and World Class Rise haven't necessarily done a ton to swing things back either, because you look, they're still down in kills, down 2 kills, and it's not like one turret just swings the gold 2,000 in their favor. It really just comes down to the fact that Red Flame Evolved did just find super high value kills. And just finding 2 shutdowns, one onto the Fizz and one onto the Leona, that has just really accelerated his growth. And if you look at the CS, he's just absolutely monstrous right now.
Yeah, well, he is definitely a monster. That being said, though, Fuji was able to find a kill onto Red Flame, and I think these two are going to be, well, I think they're going to define how this game does pan out.
Yeah, and in these team fights, it'll be really interesting just to see how Fuji and Red Flame, how they position here. He hit Baron. He's gonna take some damage there. But,
oh my god,
wait,
Fuji takes a lot of damage! What just happened? The fish is being deleted! A flash forward! And a win, he gets to have his fish for lunch. Now, Atlas is going to be the next on the menu. Bear steak sounds very appetizing, but someone told Atlas that he was on the menu, and he got out of there post-haste.
Post-haste. Escape indeed, but, yeah, Fresh Burger, I don't think...
Ooh. That's the dinner. Red Flame, he's had his lunch, he's had his breakfast, he's had his dinner. Obviously not in that order because you have breakfast before lunch, but Red Flame, he is fed. He's had all of his meals. He's 5-3. He's got the Rabadons. He's got the Spellbinder. He's going to be getting, I don't know, some other item. Probably a Zhonya's next. No, Void... Okay, never mind. It's a Void stuff. It's still a lot of damage, and he's got an elixir. Okay, I think... I like the build. I'll be honest with you, Nightstar, but somebody needs to tell him that you need to build cooldown reduction.
Well, I think someone just needs to tell him you don't need this elixir right now. I don't think you're going for a Hail Mary team fight
I think he
at the
wants
moment.
to. This is how you kill the fish, Nightstar.
You just suck the blood out of it. I understand. It all makes sense. Oh! He is zooming.
Well,
this is just
Fisher
third dragon.
Oh my god, the damage onto Fresher Burger! And the Fisher Friend gets pulled in. Atlas is a one-shot. The shockwave comes through. Wind gets taken down, but so does a Fuji.
Baby.
Fresher Burger will get taken down as well. The elixir is online. I don't even think it's needed. World Class Rise, they'll take a 4-4-1. And now they can look towards the Baron.
And they're gonna go get themselves a Baron. Meanwhile, it looks like Red Flame Evolved is gonna solo out this dragon. This third dragon is still really nice, but there was really no reason for the side of White Lotus to force that fight. They were already a couple thousand gold behind. Obviously, it's exasperated now because they just lost that fight and donated 5 kills over, or 4 kills over. But it's nothing to lose
Baron's
the game
taking
over.
a while. Atlas is on his way. They have to be careful, and the shot
Vladimir
is
is
very low. Okay, never mind. It's fine. Vladimir is here for the rescue. Smite it down, and the backs will come through, and Atlas can't even step up because Red Flame is around to zone any scary members of White Lotus away. Speaking of White Lotus, Fresh Burger, he's got 2 items, so he's getting stronger, but we've got a 3-item Vladimir near on 4 items online.
Yeah, there's no way for this Mordekaiser to ever get close to killing this Vladimir in the 1v1. And I mean, there's a 50 CS difference, and also just a 3-level lead. Like, with Vladimir getting access to level 3 ults, and Mordekaiser only has access to level 2, then, you know, it makes life a lot more difficult. And I mean, it's not just the fact that Fresh Burger is behind Red Flame, it's really just the fact that Red Flame is that much ahead of everyone in this game.
Yeah, and if our beautiful observers can highlight that gold, that is disgusting. And Red Flame Evolved win. They are so far ahead of anyone. 2k gold ahead of Duskfallen on the Ashen. Well, 3k ahead of Fuji, who had such a strong start to this game.
Yeah, Fuji, while he started out really, really well, now he's really just petered out for the most part. And part of it comes down to the fact that he can't take the 1v1 against the Vladimir, and so he's just kind of stuck wondering, well, where do I go? And he hasn't even really put himself in the side lane. Uh-oh.
This is scary.
Uh-oh.
Well, Atlas will spot him out.
Uh-oh.
The Spellbinder was used, and there is the damage to Zonya's butt. Red Flame Evolved is not done yet. He'll have a bear steak, and now he can have a fresh burger as well. Thank you very much. 1v2. Red Flame will take the double kill. And also, if that wasn't scary enough, Big Daddy Colton, he's got 100 stacks on his Spellbinder. In they go. Solar Flare is good, but Daddy Colton will flash away. The Zonias gets a drop, but Win just takes the kill straight up. 4 kills are going the way of World Class Rise. They'll take the Nexus turret, and now they can look for the Nexus. Game 1, well, maybe a slow start, but the rest of the game, all according to plan.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a back and forth as far as the 4v4 win, but I mean, in this 1v1, once Red Flame got going, he was off to the races. He really was.
He was indeed. And, well, I kind of don't want to say it. I almost want to give MVP already over to a certain Vladimir, but we still have another one, maybe 2 games, maybe 3 games. Who knows? Maybe we can defy the laws of best of 3 in this series. But on that note, guys, we are going to be heading into a quick break. We'll be right back with game 2 of the night as World Class Rise look to find revenge against White Lotus for their defeat back earlier in the playoffs. We'll be right back with game 2.
UBL champions! Pick up for the side of Wildcard. They want
Azio White are getting routed. They lose. Proud. It is Polar Ace. Polar Race or the Kings once again.
That Fruition are looking.
More and Radiance will push on.
Five comeback. Loki
is going to be first blood.
Immediately blown up, the culmination of this entire summer. It's all here. It's ending now. 3-1. Anu are going to be able to take down Supernova convincingly.
This time catching out the Nidalee Yumi here, though. Final chapter, rooting up 2 members of Twisty Fate saying, hey, buddy system with this Mordekaiser, let's have a little bit of fun. Mordekaiser is continuing to heal. Is it on pickup?
Gotta be careful.
That's getting low.
It is Smite down. There's going to be the flank coming in from Rodef. We're going to see who they can lock down. It's going to be 10 feet who dies first. Rodef falling out.
Oh!
What a shockwave coming in from Fire. Puppy is going to go down to the grave as well. Only tenacity.
Here, Sal trying to keep everybody healed on up. They're going to be able to get a huge amount of damage. Coffee going ahead and taking one. They're going to be able to find another.
Tenacity, the top laner of 100 Thieves next, and also Kenby, the jungler, will be joining the Academy team.
Diving tools put to place. Great knockback from the Callista ultimate, but just not enough damage. Here comes NXI.
So keep looking for it. Oh, he doesn't get the slap, but under the weight and breaks their back. A stat check for you and a triple kill for Coffee.
Fallen Man is hitting level 6 first here in this lane. He's just gonna go in, and Engo's gonna go out.
From Anu. They'll crack the Nexus turret. They'll make sure the bottom lane of 100 Thieves can do nothing in the fight as Auto falls. Yon gonna be the next one to go to. It's gonna be the double kill. It's gonna be the end of the game. And Anu get themselves right into the grand finals, undefeated so far. And they're looking for Shoreview. They flash in for a triple kill. Coming in from Yon. They got the lockdown on Aurora. It's gonna be a quadra kill for Yon.
I don't know if Fire full health has something to say about that. Might be looking for a multi-kill here.
Yeah, he's gonna get rooted. Joey! Oh my god, Fire with the double kill and the dragon! Pop!
Good evening. I'm sorry, I can't do this. Nightstar, welcome back. Wait, why am I? I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Nightstar was saying some extremely funny stuff in the break, and I have yet to recover. So, with that said and done, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of the night. White Lotus taking on World Class Rise, and Game 1 went the way of World Class Rise, and if we remember back to week 1 of playoffs, back in the winners bracket, White Lotus went 2-1, and World Class Rise are looking for their revenge, looking to take the clean 2-0 tonight.
Yeah, they won game 1. I mean, pretty much as expected. If you just look up and down that roster, besides the Fizz, there really wasn't any damage threat to apply pressure onto that backline of the side of World Class Rise, and it basically just played out exactly as they talked about it. They dived bot lane at level 6, and that was it.
That's why we love the volley bear. Now, I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing a Vladimir getting banned. We've already seen the LeBlanc once again taken away from Fuji. White Lotus over on the red side. First of all, they're going to look towards the Trundle.
Yeah, they will take away the Trundle. The first 2 bans should just be the same. Yep, LeBlanc, Katarina. Okay, and we do see the Kassadin ban come out from White Lotus. And if they ban away the Vladimir, they would have to drop the Gangplank ban, which certainly could just get locked in by World Class Rising once again. But the set will be taken away. So the bans still remain the same for World Class, and now it's just up to White Lotus to change the script.
Yeah, let's see if they do decide to flip the script. No, they do not. They leave the Vladimir open. And my question for you, Nightstar, is do you think the side of White Lotus have an answer for the Vladimir?
Well, in game number 1, the Vladimir did come in as a last pick, so there is an opportunity to ban it out in the second phase if they decide not to just pick it very early on. And if it does get locked in early on, there are ways to play around it, especially since you are on the red side, so you will have last pick opportunity to really assert the direction of your composition. And it looks like this draft, I mean, it feels pretty similar to game 1 in the fact that Volibear Graves just both go as the first pick. White Lotus do stick with the Ashe pick though, and we see Caitlyn Leona come out. So the picks are similar, just on different teams.
Yeah, we're not seeing the exact same bot lane that we got back in the previous. Okay, okay, yeah, they're all the same. They're all the same. They've just been muddled up. The pieces have been placed in the wrong
shuffled
order.
around.
Yeah, it's just switch the Leona and Braum around, and we're good. Wait, Leona and Braum? No, Ashe and Caitlyn around.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, I was close.
Close, yeah. And so it does mean that White Lotus will just get to ban out the Vladimir in the second phase.
Sensible.
Yeah, it certainly makes a lot of sense. And they might just ban out the Kale as well here. If they do ban away the Vladimir and the Kale, it takes away a lot of the big hyper scaling options, and they would allow themselves to lock in something like the Ornn here, although they choose to ban away the Orianna instead.
Once again, Zed and Talon banned, taken away from Fuji. Fizz open, so is the Lux, or so are the Lux and Pike, but I have a feeling White Lotus, they might leave that mid for their final pickup.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot more options as far as assassins go if you do save it for your last pick, whereas you're relatively limited on your blind pick options. If this Ornn gets locked in, we should just see a Kale come out from the side of World Class, and then we would need to see something some sort of blind pickable mid lane champion. It could be the Zero, could be Syndra, or they could pivot and throw the Volibear in the top lane, and then we're looking at a mid jungle
Give us Syndra.
pickup.
Or Oriana. I'll take either of them. But Nightstar, you predicted the Ornn. We get the Ornn. The team fight is stronger with White Lotus currently. But World Class Esports, no slouches either. The Camille and now the Ahri. And I tell you what, Nightstar, World Class Rise have some serious backline access.
They change it up just a little bit in the fact that they lock in the Victor. So they have a very powerful backline and decent dive with the Camille. I would have personally preferred the Galio here in this setup because there's just not enough damage to really threaten the Camille. So you get really easy access for the Galio, and yes, it is difficult to try and penetrate through something like the Braum and Ornn ult duo. But when you have a Camille with how much damage she brings to the table, definitely very doable.
Yeah, and when you've got something like, you know, the Ashe and the Graves that are going to be wanting to output this damage while, especially the Ashe staying safe, you've got that hookshot into the Hextech ultimatum. Once either carry is locked down, then all of a sudden you just drop down that solar flare on top, and, you know, one carry is not going to be able to move at all in a fight.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of lockdown coming in from World Class and also from White Lotus. The Diana is going to be the key piece for the White Lotus composition because everyone else is really focused on the front to back. So Diana is really the only one who will be able to pressure on to this backline of Victor Caitlyn, and it's just so much range from these two champions that if Diana is unable to delete both of them, White Lotus really struggle in these fights.
Well, let's see if White Lotus will be able to take down this Caitlyn, because wind on the Caitlyn in game one, at the start, nothing special, but then once the game progressed, all of a sudden, World Class Rise were able to find some serious plays. And we do, and as we do enter picks and bans in client, we've already talked about, you know, the kind of win condition for the side of White Lotus. As why do we have an Ahri locked in on stream? I've just seen that.
Oh, we have a Ahri?
Come on, Nightclaw, you're better than it shows Ahri on screen. Where am I?
Oh, I blame Nightclaw for that.
Yeah, I blame Nightclaw as well. 100%. Sorry, Nightclaw. We love you.
Sometimes production's just not on the same page, but you know, we're all learning.
To be honest, if you put Night in your name, something has to be wrong with you, right, Nightstar?
Well, sometimes you try and be a little more creamy than you need to be, Milky.
Is that the best that you've got? Creamy?
Well, I mean, given what
So
we were...
We're gonna head back and analyze this game because, to be fair, Nightstar is actually good at analyzing games, unlike finding comebacks. That he still needs to do a little bit of work on. We've got Ornn Braum, we got Mega Team Fight from the red side.
Yeah, kind of. I'm not gonna say all the way because of the fact that the Diana doesn't necessarily look for team fights and just really wants to go for assassinations, which, I mean, is just Fuji's MO.
5-man Moonfall? Come on, that's pretty big.
I mean, yes. But no.
I was waiting for the but no. Okay. Right, we'll see. Let's see whether Fuji looks for the assassination or whether he looks for the big boy plays, you know. Assassins. Yeah. I mean, they're fun and all, but terrible.
I mean, Camille's about to be an assassin in this game, too.
I feel like she's going for the backline access, but she's not necessarily an assassin. She's like setting up, and then she needs to survive and allow everyone else to layer on season. But who knows?
Well, you definitely haven't seen the true damage come out from Camille. So what
want
would
to
be
see the
really
true damage.
interesting would be if Camille and Victor lane swap, because Camille has a decent melee matchup. Of course, you're going to be very happy going against the Ornn, but if you're looking to just shut down something like the Diana, I think Camille would be a very interesting matchup, because you do have kill threat onto the Diana, especially if the Volibear decides to just walk into that mid lane. Will they actually execute on that? Doubtful, but you know, sometimes you can hope.
And let's talk a little bit about this mid lane matchup, because of course the Diana was picked up as the counter pick into the Victor. How do we really see it going?
Diana's gonna have a very good time in this lane. Has pretty solid kill threat as well. Just being able to play super aggro, because you do get access to the dash now pre-6, whereas old Diana couldn't actually get to the dash without hitting 6. So yeah, very high amounts of kill pressure onto the Victor, and Victor, because of the fact that he wants to get to that first upgrade, usually ends up staying in a lot longer than he needs to be.
Right. Well, let's see what Fuji can pull off on the Diana. Definitely had a good start to game 1 on the Fizz. And this time, Fish, our friends, he can't get caught out by any fishes, because there are no fishes getting picked up this time. Quickly, though, let's take a look at the bottom side of the map. Caitlyn Leona into the Ashball.
Yeah, I mean, Caitlyn Leona, you're going to be trying to really flex on the range. I'm surprised they didn't just go for the Caitlyn Braum once again. But of course, when you have the Volibear, you want to play a little bit more aggressive into that bot side. And once again, we should just see the Volibear Leona dive combination onto this bottom lane once Volibear hits that level 6.
With that note, we will be getting ready to make our way into game 2 of the evening. White Lotus against World Class Rise. I've already taken game 1, but before we make our way into game 2, quick message from our sponsors over at Kono Keyboard. If you are looking to take your game to the next level, it all starts with your peripherals. From keyboards to keycaps, mice, and more, our friends at Kono have got you covered. Kono works with the world's best designers, inventors, and makers to bring you some of the best gaming peripherals around. Kono have been huge supporters of us here at Upsurge and have made generous contributions to our prize pools. If you need to find a new keyboard, check out the Hex Gears X1 RGB low-profile Bluetooth mechanical keyboard. You can use the discount code UpsurgeGG for 7% off your first order. For more information, head over to kono.store to check out all they have to offer. That's KONO.store. Kono, discover amazing products. And with that, we're going to be heading into a short break. We'll be right back with game 2 of the night.
Find your way into this wonderland. Cross the maze, the dark, the innocent. Chase the faith, the thrill, the heaven sent. I got your world upside down. The labyrinth will guide I've been chilling, watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our cloudlands when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. And I'll be running, possessed by a low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single
Welcome back,
word.
ladies and gentlemen, as we make our way onto the Rift for game number 2 of the night. White Lotus over on the red side, World Class Rise over on the blue side. Night Star, go on then. Whose draft do you prefer?
Well, as far as drafts go, I do like the side of world-class drafts still, very much so. But I think there's a lot of improvements that the side of White Lotus have made with their composition this time around. And I also really like the fact that Atlas has gone for the exhaust. So looking to just try and shut down the Camille when she does jump in, because really she's the only one that has a real big pressure onto this backline. If they're able to kill off the Camille early on, that might be enough to then try and slowly win out the team fight in a front to back manner.
And we will have to see what Red Flame Evolving can do. Of course, game 1, he was on that Vladimir and got to a stage where he was pretty strong. Although, I do know that he didn't go for that 40% CDL, which I'm sure irritated our Vladimir players around the globe. But, at the moment at 30, it does look like Fisher Frenzy is just going to go for the solo on the blue buff, as we do see Atlas getting a nice little leash on his.
Yeah, it is just going to be a blue start coming in from both of these junglers. And given that Volibear has started top side, it does mean he will end bot, but and I think he'll probably look to try and force some sort of gank into this bottom lane.
Well, let's see if that is the case. Atlas may look towards that top side, and if they can deny Red Flame a little bit towards the start of the game, I guess that would help them out somewhat. Of course, Fisher Frenzy, he didn't get any leash at the start, but he's still at the same point as Atlas in terms of clear speed.
Yeah, he does have a little bit better time as far as the AoE goes. Having the extra little bit of lightning, also pretty healthy clear, even though Graves is probably one of the healthiest in the game, in the fact that he can just clear out the jungle without taking really any damage. But the shielding that you do get from, I believe, is it Skybringer? I think it's Skybringer.
Skybringer, yes.
Yes.
I believe that.
Sky Splitter. Sky Splitter.
I told you it was Sky Splitter.
Yeah. Don't worry. I knew you told me the right thing all along. But a top lane visit coming in from Atlas means that Red Flame eats a bunch of damage. He's going to be going for the recall here. Okay, well, I was gonna say he probably has enough to buy Cull, but instead he just gets himself a second Doran's Blade.
Lots of blows coming through onto Wind, and Atlas has a little look down mid as well, and now he's surely will be spotting out Fish, our friends at the Scuttle Club, although he's a little bit late to the party, and he's just going to reset now. A little bit down in the CS on Fish, our friends, but that's all well and good, as Certain Bear is going to look towards the mid lane for a nice early game.
Oh, that's a bit
We
of
don't
a...
talk about that.
You know, sometimes the door doesn't close in the right direction.
Oh, Dusk Fallen taking a fair bit of damage as there comes the Sky Splitter. Fuji gets run down, and Fish, our friends, will take first blood.
And that's a huge first blood to go down in favor of the side of World Class, because it does go, or the kill comes down onto the Diana. Unfortunately, the gold doesn't get thrown onto the Victor, which would have been enough for him to get his first upgrade. Okay. So it looks like he actually has a futures market, which allows him to actually get the upgrade without much trouble, which is really nice.
Real Flame going in with a quick hook shot as Fish, our friends, turns up. Searing Charger flash. Sky Splitter will get dropped, but Fresh Burger, at least not going to get minced up this time.
Yeah, surprising that Fish doesn't stay top to actually shove out that wave. And now Fuji just might get a free kill.
Flash forward, the Ignite gets dropped, and there comes the Crescent Strike. Fuji will get his first kill of the game. All the while, Atlas on the Drake, and he's just slowly taking this, although he's getting taken down pretty low. He's going to have to drop that smite. Never mind, it's easily done.
And always a little bit risky when you try and solo out a Ocean Dragon, because of the fact that the slow and the amount of damage that comes out from that dragon is just so annoying to deal with. Oh, this is level 6!
Full of the Forge God, the Clappening is in. Red Flame evolved. Well, he's really going to need to evolve his flame if he wants to get out of this one. Tactical Sweep finds some damage. Steering Charge will find a knock-up, but Red Flame wants no further part in the trade, and neither does Fresh Burger.
Yeah, no further trading happens. However, Fresh Burger, he does have the teleport, so he's going to be very happy just teleporting straight back into this lane. Also has the Graves to back him up if he were to decide to make a play into that bottom side, because then the Graves would be able to just eat up the lost CS into that top side. But it doesn't look like they're looking for that bot lane play, and he will just use teleport to go back top.
Also, just want to point out, big CS lead for Wind on this Caitlyn, and has just been shoving in wave after wave onto Dusk Fallen, and has himself a nice juicy 20 CS advantage.
Yeah, very large CS lead here. Also has himself a Cull for his troubles, and Red Flame evolved. This is not the lane he had in game number 1, and it does look like he is struggling quite mightily in that regard.
Yeah, that Chain Vest picked up by a Fresh Burger. Maybe we'll see the Thornmail come through as well, or it might just become a what do you call it? Can't remember.
He's gonna be looking for Sunfire.
Yeah, Sunfire. That's what I was thinking. Definitely
Yeah. It's okay. I am just reading your mind.
Yeah, I'm a play-by-play caster. I don't remember names and stuff. That's your job.
Wait. But you're supposed to memorize abilities.
Yeah, but items aren't abilities, are they?
True. But what does it upgrade into?
What, the Sunfire Gate?
Yeah.
We'll find out in 15 minutes time.
It's the Forge Fire Cape.
Oh, terrible name. Terrible name. I know other upgrades, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Oh.
Which one's your favorite?
Which one's my favorite? My favorite one is the Molten Edge, because I remember that one. Just like I remember all of the other ones as well, Nightstar, okay?
Okay. Alright. That's good, because we're about to have some sort of contest around this Rift Herald. It is first Rift Herald at 9 minutes.
Well, we like to talk about a top jungle duo as well. We've got the top side trio for the side of White Lotus. Great. Oh, wait. Rift Herald's down to 1,000 and will get picked up. Red Flame takes that and he says, well, Fisher friends, if you want some of this gold, you're going to have to come up with top side. And, well, Red Flame, he looks top side. He's going to take a fair bit of damage. And Fisher friends, he decides to join the fight. Is the top jungle duo we wanted to see. Hextech Ultimatum in, but Call of the Full Squad is massive. It finds a return kill, and Fisher friends, he'll flash over the wall. Quick draw is failed by Atlas, and Fisher friends will be able to get out to safety.
And I mean, that was just part of the power that was exhibited by the exhaust Graves in that fight. And because once Evolved jumped into that, he just couldn't do a single thing. Easily shut down. Oh, well played from Colton.
As out comes the ultimate Ignite, Lunar Rush, and that's going to be the kill going over onto Fuji, his second of the game.
Yeah, and I definitely cursed that one there, Milky.
Yep.
Right when I said, not bad. Played pretty decently, he just immediately dies.
Yeah. Literally, the second
Never
after he said it, he died. So, good job. Good job on that one, Nightstar. What else
I'm
can you
creating
cast for us?
action.
Yes, you are. So this bot side, actually, hang on, this top side, just a wet noodle fight, absolutely nothing happening right now, and that's just, yeah, so boring. Come on, something happened. I'm sorry, Nightstar, I don't have the powers that you do. You're the one who has to drop the caster curse. My caster curse isn't super effective, it's only yours. Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes through, lands onto Wind, but the concussive blows up big. Solar Flare gets dropped. Atlas will get taken down. Lunar Rusher flash away, and Zenith Blade shot doing his best. 2 peel for Wind will keep him alive. Shield of Daybreak once again. Fuji looking for something, but he's getting poked down. A poke. One more will be enough, but the Death Ray will pick up the kill for Big Daddy Colton.
Yeah, once again, Fuji finds himself with a lead in this game, having 3 kills to his name, has a 600 gold lead in this mid lane. However, I mean, the gold is going into the hands of the likes of a Victor and of the Caitlyn. So the carries are looking pretty threatening over on the side of World Class at the moment, and we'll have to see if the side, if this Diana pick is able to exploit this backline.
And also want to point out as well, I really detest ADCs going cull. Like, when both ADCs go cull, when you're playing like Ashe and Caitlyn, I want to see some aggression come through. Okay, now, Shot, that was just dirty. That was disrespectful. That was unacceptable. Can't do that. Poor man, he just wanted to back. He just wanted to go home. Wanted to leave war, put it all behind him. Solar Flare. Okay, that is really nice. Zenith Blade comes through. The traps have been dropped. The 3-man gank on the top side. No way out for Red Flame. That is not a quack moment. Alright, Nightstar, that was a flawless execution.
That's a top laner getting greedy for plates. That's what it is, Milky.
Well, you got to put your food somewhere. Blue buff picked up by Fuji as Fisher friends are forced out. Death rate will find a little bit of damage onto Atlas, but he'll just heal right back up with the honey fruit.
Yeah, and we are going to get another back-to-back
Oh no.
Cloud Soul. How do you feel about
I tell you what, it's the script kicking in. Wind is playing. He's got the Cloud Souls. I mean, the script is just so obvious right now.
Yeah.
You can't deny it.
Yeah, he's truly channeling the winds of war here. As
Next ultimatum comes through, and
another greedy top laner.
Yep. Top laners be very greedy. Also, first turret hasn't been picked up yet. Wind and Shot got very close to taking it in the bottom lane, but I think they just need a 1 or 2 more autos, and that's going to be good as it's gone.
Yeah, and the Caitlyn has now popped the cull, and also has a ginormous lead. What is this lead?
I believe they call it 50 CS. Or sorry, it's 50 CS, and that is called a math.
That like it's over 2,000 gold advantage.
Very good
from
Nightstar, yes.
From literally just existing. Yes, she has gotten a kill, but it's been mostly from the fact that the Caitlyn has just CS that much better. And that is an insane amount of gold to be sitting on. And that's everything you ever want from a Caitlyn lane. Because, of course, she does hit that mid-game trough where her 2 items aren't necessarily as good as other 2 items in the game. But when you're this far ahead, well, Dusk.
The Sky Splitter gets a drop. Oh, that is what you call a donation over onto Wind, who now has 2 kills to his name. Then his blade coming through. Shaw is just going right on in. He does not care in the top lane. Red Flame is not having the success that he did on the Vladimir.
Yeah, it is definitely not the same success as he's really going to be struggling in this lane until he's able to actually complete that Ravenous Hunter.
Good cast,
Hydra.
Good job.
He completes the Ravenous Hydra.
Not the Ravenous Hunter. Although, maybe he's got Ravenous Hunter, who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Actually, you know what?
No, he won't.
He probably doesn't. But
he has Conquer, and then he also Magical Boots. Unfortunate.
Don't spoil it for our viewers, as Out drops the ultimate. Big Daddy Cotton looking for some damage to force to flash away. And Fuji will flash away himself.
Yeah, just walking up a little bit too far. Really trying to bait him in, and then he realized he might have baited himself in. And that sequence of events happened. But now they are just going to walk over to the...
Thunder Crystal Arrow finds his mark, and the damage is there. Shot will get taken down. He'll get a shot down. And Glacial Fissure won't quite be able to find Wind as the Drake started up and now taken over by the side of White Lotus. And they'll zone away pretty much everyone from World Class Rise. Held over Peacemaker, not going to be enough. Slight little reset coming through, but it will get picked up nonetheless by White Lotus.
They are going to secure themselves that dragon, the first cloud dragon of this rift. And yeah, I mean, it's relatively inconsequential for the side of World Class. They're not too worried about dropping that. The ult cooldown will be helpful, certainly, for champions like the Ornn and the Ashe, and it also just helps out on the Diana as well to try and force some more action, try and get more picks here, just try and play for herself. And Atlas almost has the completed Black Cleaver. I don't know how I feel about the Black Cleaver this game. I would have preferred the Phantom Dancer personally, but to each their own.
Flash away from Fresh Burger, but Chilling Smite comes through. A Sky is Splitter. And Stormbringer not quite needed. Enchantress will actually find his mark. Cross map plays coming through. Well, not really cross map. Dust Fallen was pretty close by, but just the one kill going the way of world-class Rise.
Yeah, and while all that's going on, they are still looking to shove in this bottom side. And now that he does have the Ravenous Hydra, he pushes relatively quickly, including this Sheen. So he's in a really nice spot. We'll see if he's able to take 2 towers since everyone isn't really focused on him.
Solar Flare locks him down. Ace in the hole will pick up a 3rd kill for Wind. This is just the collapse potential we were talking about in draft. The lockdown potential, the CC flash away from Dustfaller will keep him going as Fuji. The split pushing in the top lane, trying to eke out some kind of advantage for White Lotus.
Yeah, able to get that top tower, top tier 2, but they are going to give up that tier 2 in the mid lane. So it will be 2 tier 2s in exchange for 1. So once again, it does look like World Class do win out even in that tower trade.
Indeed, they do. 7 kills to 6 and a 5k gold lead for World Class Rise. And the majority of that gold is sitting on Mr. Wind himself. 4,000 gold ahead of his ADC counterpart.
Yeah, the CS differential has only increased by 10, and he's only gotten 2 more kills.
Okay, I've got a quick question.
Okay, yeah.
How does Red Flame Evolve have more gold than Fresh Burger?
Because his team has 5 towers.
So passive gold.
Yeah.
That's it, okay. Because I swear he was so far behind not that long ago.
Yeah, and also the fact that Ornn was, what, like 20 CS above? But because he's been grouping up with the team, he's had to sacrifice a little bit on the side as far as minions go.
Pull up the forward god on the flank. That's good. Enchanted Crystal Arrow. 2 kills surely will go the way of White Lotus. There's a second. But now they look for Wind as well. The exhaust gets dropped. Triple kill over for Atlas. Didn't even need the Black Cleaver for it.
Yeah, and now we might see them push for this tower and then look to turn for Baron. Although it does look like they're looking to try and pressure this tier 2 mid tower instead. But there is a teleport on both of the solo laners. So once Victor does respawn, he could look for a teleport to try and make a play.
Red Flame just trying his best in the side lane, just trying to keep an advantage going for World Class. But he will have to deal with Fuji, and we know that Fuji is pretty strong. Sky Spreader coming through, the engage with the Frenzy Maul. As you mentioned, look at that teleport coming in from Daddy Colton. Solar Flare gets dropped, Ace in the hole. Well, this time it won't get donated over onto Wind.
Yeah, and more importantly, that's the AD carry and that top laner going down on the side of White Lotus, which means that they could just run straight for this Baron, which they are starting up. And with the carries of Victor and Caitlyn, they have more than enough damage to just take this Baron buff. Now it's just a matter of are the side of White Lotus, are they able to take out this dragon?
Fuji getting taken down low pretty quickly. 2v3, Red Flame forced to flash away. Collateral damage, the Ignite ticks down. Mrs. Sylvie takes the kill. Liquid Enchanted Crystal Arrow will lock her down a shot, but not for long enough, as the Fisher friend pretty much just solo that. I'm not quite sure. However, Call of the Forge God comes in, good sidestep, shot just about misses its mark, but Wind will not. Shot ends up taking the kill onto Fuji. A shot on the run will get taken down by Fresher Burger. Sky Splitter gets a drop. Dustfalling gets taken down. Wind with his 4th kill. Double kill over to Wind. And this is just world class running down a White Lotus. Maybe not a world class performance, but a good performance nonetheless. Ace in the hole gets dropped. Fish, our friends, will take the kill. Still yet to die on the Volibear.
Yeah, and a teleport is going to be thrown down mid. It is going to be that Camille. So they are going to look to push for double inhib here. We'll see if they're able to do it. They should get this bot lane very, very easily. And it's just a matter of getting the minions pushed in for this mid tower. It's a capitalize onto this mid inhib. But with only 3 minions, they might set up a defense.
Well, forget about a defense, because the best defense is a good offense, and that was a darn good offense from the side of White Lotus. They take it 2 kills. Fuji picking up some juicy shutdown gold. As a Fisher friends, maybe just saying, I was just trying to reset my bounty.
Yeah, that was definitely it. As it does go into the hands of the Diana, so that is really nice for the side of White Lotus, because again, that has been their big star player for the most part. And I mean, when it comes down to these team fights, we just have to keep our eyes out onto the Diana and a little bit onto the Graves. The Graves hasn't quite been able to accelerate as he did in the previous game, but part of that comes down to the fact he hasn't been able to access as much of his jungle now that he is behind as a team.
Yeah. Also, I've got a quick question for you, Knights. You caught me out on this one, so I'll bring it up to you. Also, and no cheating. What is the own upgrade of the Abyssal Mask called?
Inferno Mask.
You cheated. 100%.
No, I just know that one.
Whatever. Do you expect me to believe that?
So the reason why I actually remember the 2 Ornn items, at least Forge Fire and Inferno Mask, is the fact that there was just such a ruckus when there was the conversation between Inferno Mask or the Iceborne upgrade, which I do not know the upgrade of, because I know it's just a subpar item in comparison to Inferno Mask.
Fair enough. Oh yes, of course that can upgrade. That's why you always go, instead of Triforce, what is it called? I can't remember. There's an upgrade. Oh, Trinity Fusion, isn't it? There we go. Yeah. Best item.
That's a really cool name, though.
Yeah.
Trinity Fusion.
That is. Luden's Pulse is also pretty decent.
Yeah, my favorite one is Yomu's Wraithblade.
Yomu's Wraithblade. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you know what my favorite one is? It's actually Salvation. And do you know why it's Salvation?
Because you're trying to save the game?
No, it's because it's one of the few items that has the same name as a champion ability, and that being Soraka's passive.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So it's just one of the occasions where I can go, ha, Riot forgot about this, didn't they? So, yeah.
They outplayed themselves, just like Eep.
So. Don't even talk about it. There's gonna have to be a time where I'm gonna have to scream out, oh my god, Lilia, watch out, Eep! And I'm sure the crowds will go absolutely wild. But until that point there comes, I shall just hope that it never does arrive. Back to the game though, 13 kills to 13 and a 5k gold advantage for the side of World Class. And right now, they're just stalling out the game, waiting to play around this objective. And by this objective, we are talking about potentially the Cloud Drake, or Cloud Soul if you are White Lotus.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know if White Lotus will just go for the Hail Mary here, because even if you end up coin flipping into your favor, getting Cloud Soul doesn't change the game dynamic. But if you do lose this fight, because there are super minions coming up in that bot lane, they could just win the game.
Zenith Blade into solo player. Fuji will just get one shot. He will drop the ultimate by some time. Glacial Fissure will come out. It should be the 1-for-1. Oh, the Sky Splitter keeps him going win. Just being shielded, just being helped to kite by a shot. Oh, hookshot goes in behind, and that's the Mississippi going to get taken down. Dust Fallen will fall as well. And you mentioned it, Nightstar. High risk, low reward. Well, the risk most certainly does not pay off. And now the members of World Class will just push through in the bottom lane. They're looking to make their way into the losers bracket final. Oh, the inhibitor respawns. That was a dirty but it will just delay the inevitable. The hook shot comes through, and Atlas, wind just about survives, but it will change nothing. Fuji is up as well as Atlas. Will find one with the Crescent Strike, but surely the base will fall. Couple more autos. Oh, it stays alive. Are you kidding me, Nightstar? Wow, no Expectator plays, and Red Flame, he had the flash available, and now this might be the backdoor from Freshberg. He's got a TP into the top lane. Nightstar, this game was just flipped on its head. We thought it was over. I thought it was over, but it looks like there is a stay of execution for the side of White Lotus. Maybe they can turn this game on its head and take us to a game 3.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be in this game just a little bit longer, Milky. They're not going to be able to get this in him since it is an Ornn trying to batter down.
He could have kept going yet another few seconds.
He did, but it's not like Ornn does a whole lot of damage to an inhib. But they do get themselves the Cloud Soul, and they didn't have to risk the game off of it either.
Okay, Nightstar, they risk. When your Nexus goes down to 2 HP, I think that counts as risking the game.
No, it was all under control. You just see, Milky, you don't understand because
No.
you're not Plat.
Okay, Nightstar, that is cutting. That is deep. That is something that lies very close to me as someone who. You know what? I hate you.
Only the players in this game truly understand what was going on, and White Lotus. This is again an opportunity.
The backdoor coming through. Red Flame, the expecting play, he takes it down, and that's gonna be world class. They're taking the world class play, and they make their way to the Upsurge Junior League Losers Bracket final.
And the game just ends like that. You know, kind of expected because they all decided to just walk towards that Baron, and then they left an Ornn to fend for himself. And
True.
Ornn just doesn't have enough damage to actually kill the Camille before Camille can auto the Nexus twice.
Yeah, and that is a bit of a shame for the side of White Lotus. They had that little bit of a chance, but in the end they weren't able to find it. Nightstar, MVP, and I know after game 1 I said it goes to Red Flame Evolved, and sure, he found a backdoor in the end, but I know who I want to give my MVP to. Who do you give yours to?
Let me guess. It has to be your Leona, right? Leona's your favorite champ?
Yeah, Leona's my favorite champ, but I'm not biased towards the Leona just to give it the MVP. I mean, come on.
Okay.
I mean, okay, to be fair, Shot did play well. I mean, I'll take nothing away from it, but I don't know if he's my MVP player.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no other candidates except for Wind.
Yeah.
Because
there you go.
He did very well in game number 1, and game number 2, he just what was this game number 2? He just power farmed like none other. He was bigger than the bear.
He was bigger than the bear once again, pretty much at 10 CS per minute. So I give it to Wind, I think. I don't know if our viewers in the chat would agree with that, but I think Wind had a very solid 2 games, and world class, deserving winners, and they get their revenge on White Lotus. You know, it doesn't matter if they lose the first best of 3 back all the way back in that first week in the winners bracket, but they get their second win, they get their revenge, and while White Lotus relegated World Class to the losers bracket, World Class will relegate White Lotus to out of the tournament.
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty good trade for the side of World Class. You might even say it's a world class trade. So, you know,
Sure.
Hats off to them.
Sure. It's a world-class tray, world-class play, and a world-class... Okay, it wasn't. Never mind.
A world-class cast.
It wasn't, was it? World-class production. Wait, never mind. No, Nightclaw had Ari up for a bit.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah.
What?
Never mind. World-class chat, world-class community here at Upsurge. I think we can agree with that one. There we go. See. Don't worry. I saved the day in the end. Well, GG well played to both the teams, especially Mrs. Sylvie, who still had a health bot in his inventory at the end of the game. I'm sure that came in great use to him. But that is all that we do have time for. Any final words here, Nightclaw, before we end off? Yes, Nightclaw. I have, it's too many nights here. Yeah.
It is nighttime for you.
It's nighttime for you as well.
It is. It's nighttime for everyone, I suppose.
Okay. Well, on that note, here we go. Nightstar has nothing else to say. He was Nightstar, I was Milky Cereal, Nightclaw was joining us. This is all that we do have time for. We're going to be heading on over for a quick raid for Risen Esports. Make sure to give them some good old love. And until next time, guys, sweet dreams and stay tilt-proof on the Rift. Ooh.
To speak, you're quick to change your mind. And I know it's me that followed you in blind. I could say that you didn't need, but you wanted me. Maybe I was wrong, even once wasn't anything. So if we had